So that's like a Annapurna over here, south I think, and that's the fishtail. And I don't know which one that is. So, hey guys, it's another day on the truck. It's actually New Year's Day right now, and I wanted to continue the video blog with some new ideas I had. After shooting the videos yesterday, I realized that as I was walking, I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany for myself. Was that all this thinking that I was doing was just my ego. And in a way, I kept thinking about some more, and I realized that, I realized two things. I realized a lot of the thinking I do is just so, it's kind of like conditioned from my relationship with my mom, and how I interact with her. And so, it's kind of like, it almost feels like I'm not really thinking for myself. And then the second thing was that because I think, I suffer. And that goes into Buddhism, actually. And I thought about it some more, and I realized it's okay to share this with you, and I think that this will be more helpful in terms of what I'm trying to communicate. So, where to start? I want to present to you this idea that there's kind of like two worlds that people see, or there's two worlds that exist. There's the world of form and the world that's formless. So if you read Eckhart Tolle, you're very aware of this, but I'll let you know. It's kind of like if all humans did not live, and maybe let's even say no animals either, then time wouldn't exist. There wouldn't be ideas. The whole world would just, the world would rotate, and the sun would rise, the sun would set, and time wouldn't exist. So it would just be still. And so the only thing that makes that different is that we have humans, and to some extent animals, but animals live in this world. Actually, they live in the world of that there is no time. They just respond to their needs. So, like I said before, there's like a fox will respond to its needs and get its basic needs that, while a primate will also do that, but it will also seek attachment. But humans have a thinking side, and because of that thinking side, they're able to solve creative problems and do cool things that are cool to us. Like for me, it's like making this video and sharing ideas with you. But these ideas are in the world of form in a way. So it's like the thing is that all ideas and all idea forms eventually die. Humans die, animals die too, and we find this sad. This bothers us in a way. Yeah, what I was thinking about is like, so when you're born, you enter the world of form just naturally. There's something in Buddhism that says that one of the first things about Buddhism is that to be alive is to live in the world of suffering, or to suffer. To just suffer is part of being alive. So we're born, we're brought into the world, we have a form. And I want you to think about this in terms of like identity. So your identity as a child is to be loved by your parents in a way, and after a while that gets taken away, and so we lose that form. That dies. That part of us dies, and we become older, and then we're kids, and then we're in primary school, and if you go to school, it's like when you're young, there's different expectations of you, and you learn to fulfill these roles. And in a way, I think that we must fulfill these roles to get, things like validation, love, basic needs. In the world of form, I guess, like people just aren't as used to just like giving to someone who doesn't try, or it's like the whole thing is to like give something to society. And so, but as we grow up, we play these different roles and different identities, and at different points in our lives, those roles and identities die. And when they die, we experience pain because we realize that identity wasn't quite correct. And so, it's like our belief system in that identity wasn't correct. It's like because they all die. It's like all beliefs die at some point, and that's what creates suffering for us. And so, in a way, all thinking is somehow creating suffering. I don't know if it would go this far. Maybe this is too simplistic, but when I was walking yesterday, I realized that all my thinking is creating suffering for me because I'm not actually enjoying the moment. So if I wanted to communicate to you guys that to really focus in the moment, be present to the moment, I want to tell you, be present to the moment. Go meditate. I wouldn't tell you to do that. I would just be like this. I'm still thinking, but you kind of have to get the idea that when you're able to have enough space in between your thoughts, you'll see things of great beauty in the world. And I don't want to upplay this so much that you think that it's difficult to find, because it isn't. You just see it. You see, like I'm looking at these plants now, and I'm still thinking, but like I can realize that if my mind wasn't running right now, that I'd be able to enjoy that. So it's just, so there's a world of form that we live in, and that's fine. But the formless world is quite interesting, and it's the world you would be in if you were dead, basically. Or if you were someone who was looking at the world like from the outside, and you couldn't do anything about it. That's what the world of formless would be. And I think that maybe is what some people would call God in a way. It's like someone who watches over all and doesn't pass judgment. And maybe people try to qualify themselves to him by praying or something. But how you doing? So yeah, if you're God, then how would you respond to the suffering that people have? Where the suffering itself is just because we're human. It's something that people it just happens because we're human, and we have thinking minds, And so if you're God and you saw this, I think that it would be like you couldn't do anything about it. I don't want to push myself into Christianity here because I don't know too much about it, but I'm just saying God is kind of like a figure or a sense of feeling of oneness in a way that sees the world, that sees it all as one. And there's something in Buddhism also that says that even in suffering, there's beauty, or even though the world is full of pain and suffering and desire and things like that, it's still that's also beautiful. That's part of the tapestry of magnificence or amazingness. And so I guess what I really want to say here is that I can reach some conclusions now with you guys, is that it's okay to live in the world of form. That's completely fine, because we do it anyway. To live in the world of the formless is kind of like a thing that enlightened people do, and not all people reach enlightenment. It's and they don't even live in that world. Only dead people live in that world, and they're not people anymore. They're just in space. And so it's okay to live in the world of form, I guess. And but we can still appreciate moments. I mean, appreciate, but just have those moments where there's space in our thoughts. Right, another thing that I could share with you guys is that you cannot enter the world of the formless through the world of the form. It's not really like that. So in a way, a lot of the thinking I do is about the spiritual stuff, and it's just thinking. It's even though it's spiritual, or even though it has an intellectual, spiritual capacity to it, it's not actually formless. It's quite full of form. It's just thinking the same as someone who owns a cigarette company and I don't know does bad things and supports bad organizations or something. He's thinking the same way in a similar way. I mean, at least like the idea is that the thoughts will occasionally bring me back to the world of form, where there's kind of like a switch plate where it's like, okay, so thinking doesn't help me here. This is thinking is making me suffer. And so I'm thinking, and I'm like, oh wait. And then I see it, and there's that space for a moment, and then I'm like, oh yeah. And so, or when I meditate, it's like, then I have some, some longer periods in that space where there is just space. And let's see, so, and like in a pickup community, there's things like state that I think might be kind of similar to an idea of living in the world of form, where it's kind of like a combination of form and formless, where we're just living in the moment and just expressing ourselves. And I really think that's what the goal is, for the vast majority of people, and myself included, is that is to kind of bring in this combination of the mind and the form and the formless, and to kind of put it out into the world a bit. That's still form stuff. Just to try to change anything about the world is kind of like a form thing. The world is fine as it is. Everything is beautiful as it is. Suffering is as beautiful as it is. So it's not like we have to change it, but we do this to try to save suffering or something. It's something I guess I don't really know too much about, but. And then there's one other suggestion I want to give you guys. It's between wanting and liking. So this is something that you'll find, and I found in my pursuits in life. Like in swimming, I used to, when I first started, I really enjoyed it because it took me from a place of darkness and depression and I really enjoyed that. And I realized the other day that all the times that I was doing my best in swimming was when it took me out of a place where I was very sad. And I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked it. But when I was, just kind of floundering or kind of on a plateau, it was always when I wanted success from a place of, already, having everything I need in my life. So you have to like something without wanting it, and that's just great. If you can do that, if you can enjoy your pursuit of whatever you do without having to need it, it's like kind of like that anything can happen, nothing has to happen kind of thing, or like it doesn't have to happen, but you enjoy it for what it is. I enjoy shooting these videos, and like something that I guess you could do is to with pickup is to enjoy just talking to women, enjoy just talking to people without having to like want them to sleep with you or something. That's I think what people on their best nights they have is where they just really enjoy the process so much that it overwhelms them enough where at the end they enjoy that, so it's good. So yeah.
With food involved in the agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us come to the first part of this show known as the lucky dance. In English simply we say the stick dance and also the battle dance. Well, the dance is just an art of attacking and defending. How the tongue in the ancient time used to attack and how we used to defend with the enemies we are going to present.
Alright guys, it's New Year's Day in Nepal, and so I'm going to continue my trek. I enjoyed shooting this video, as I continue to do, which I really like. And so please enjoy your New Year's, and please have a great year this year, and I'll hope to continue making these videos for you. So enjoy yourself and have a great time. Bye. It would just be perfect if it charged someone, you know?
this one banana. You give it once.